Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Prime Deion Sanders has garnered much hate. We all know what's going on with the success of the Colorado Buffaloes. I mean, seriously, anybody that is just doubting them, I mean, it's starting to get foolish, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, Coach Prime Deion Sanders is trailblazing something we have never seen before. And I need to point out a man by the name of Kevin Cosby. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who this man is, we're going to introduce you to him loud and clear. Yes, this man, Kevin Cosby, came out president of Simmons College of Kentucky, by the way. This man came out recently with some savage remarks towards Coach Prime Deion Sanders, doubting him, saying that he wouldn't be successful, preying on his downfall. And ladies and gentlemen, today homage will be paid. Make sure you subscribe to Flight Sports TV for more news updates and more. Listen, this man, Kevin Cosby, he has to come to the altar. You know, I want to read a few things, small. He said this, quote, Deion will not succeed at Colorado, which was a lie. He says, it is the HBCU's cultural experience that Black students long for, something Colorado will never have. At Colorado, he's just another Black coach at a PWI. Read the book, $40 million. You know what? Listen, it's getting crazy, and we must break it all down. We see the angle he's coming from. But Coach Prime Deion Sanders is, like I said, he's giving these people nothing really to say. Their talk is falling on deaf ears. Now, listen, I got my man All Access, Dex. What's going on, man? You see Coach Prime all in the news. What's going on with this man Cosby?
Well, first of all, we want to salute Coach Deion Sanders for the drive of the rebirth in Boulder as Colorado University football fans packed seats. They traveled well, and they gave Deion Sanders the utmost support that was needed for that difficult game on the road down there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And also, Deion rediscovered team faith. That is what should be happening here. That's what should be dialed in. And for the Reverend himself, Reverend Kevin W. Cosby, and I hope W stands for winning, because it is a travesty that another brother with in such a influential and leadership role over a HBCU, albeit down in Kentucky, that a lot of us are not familiar with the demographics down there and not familiar with the college that he represents. But this man also stands in the bully pulpit spewing his dissatisfaction and vitriol towards Deion Sanders, as Deion Sanders is out pursuing his dream. Deion Sanders is out helping others pursue their dream. Deion Sanders have got these young men, even though Colorado is a PWI. Deion Sanders, with the faith and the structure and bringing in the culture that makes these young players comfortable, especially African-American players. I'm talking about foundational Black American players. He hasn't got too many Africans in there yet. But listen, Flight, when Deion Sanders become successful here at Colorado, you can rest assured that those African players that's ultra athletic and mean and hungry will be in Black and gold up there representing CU Buffalo football. Mark my words on it. You heard it first at Flight Sports TV. The Africans are coming. It's no longer going to be a tide for Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State, USC, UCLA, and some of these other Power 5 conference universities who have a stronghold on African players. They're coming to Colorado, and once they get the wind of Colorado, it's going to be magnanimous success. Going back to the Reverend, I am shocked and appalled that back in December, you put out in the ethers. Your frequency was very low when it came to Deion Sanders and how he will traverse through his with his journey at the Colorado Buffalo University football squad. I am definitely sad that as a black man that you would wish the downfall of another black man. You quoted Martin Luther King, and Martin Luther King, albeit had his issues, and Martin Luther King was a part of a movement to integrate black success based on the content of their character and based on the skill set they would bring into those predominantly white arenas. Because Martin Luther King, although he fought hard for integration, we also know that Martin Luther King wanted to make sure that black success will not abandon black not so much successful. And that's the key right there. Deion Sanders, while you wishing him his downfall, he is in the steed of 80% of his football team is African American. So if you want him to fail, then you're telling the world that you want those young men that Deion is coaching and leading to fail as well. And that right there is deplorable. So your hatred for Deion caused you to hate the relevancy that Deion have towards success for those young men who are following in his steed. Shame on you, Reverend Kevin W. Cosby, president of a HBCU. Now, Reverend, did you put in place that Deion Sanders, upon leaving Jackson State, he left Jackson State in a better position in which he had came? If that can't be appreciated, then there's nothing that's going to satisfy you. So what you should have done, Reverend, was take up what success that Deion had, maybe ask him for his blueprint or even partial of the blueprint, and then implement it at the college that you are the president of. This is how success is moved forward, not taken away from Deion's success at HBCU, and not trying to pamper and sit there and babysit the emotions of some of the students and faculty that might not understand the overall picture of Deion present at the HBCU and Deion presence away from the HBCU. One thing about me, a foundational Black American in the United States, born in Pasadena, California, one thing I can tell you is that please do not have envy towards your brother. You can have a dip of jealousy, which is not bad, long as it's a healthy jealousy, because that jealousy could be fueled for ambition to either match or surpass the person that you might have a bit or a spat of jealousy of.
That's right.
Never be envious, because envious is basically a point to no return. And what I'm witnessing from the writings of himself, Kevin W. Crosby, I hope W stand for winning, the president of an HBCU and reverend who sits in the bully pulpit and spew out his rhetoric, I hope it's not based on envy, because envy is a point of no return. Envy could lead you to murder or even seriously injure the person that you envious of. A little bit of jealousy, a healthy jealousy, is not bad. So, Reverend, please, I hope you rescind, recant, and disavow those words and bring back the frequency to a positive, and let's elevate each other moving forward, because I believe Deion is on his mission. You should be on your mission. And nevertheless, you are not even a part of the faculty at Jackson State University. Let Jackson State business be Jackson State business. You shouldn't peek your nosy nose in it. And if you're not going to do anything about it, but spew hateful rhetoric towards another black man who chose to pursue his dreams at another location. Flight.
Absolutely, man. It was an unbelievable situation. We're going to break this down. We're going live tonight. Make sure you tune in. It's Flight Sports TV, man. You already know. Shout out to Coach Prime, Deion Sanders.